Folks, I don't need to tell you this, but the China virus profoundly changed our lives. It crushed our economy and sadly took far too many American lives. Our own government used it as an excuse to control us in ways we never thought would be possible. It's clear our own government weaponized the virus against us. But the question is, did China release the virus onto the world on purpose? We still don't really know. But a new in-depth study published by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists argues that the China virus did originate, at least, in that Wuhan lab. The most damning piece of evidence is no evidence at all. In fact, no direct evidence has been presented that the virus originated via animal transmission, as WHO and everybody else wants to tell us. After a year-long exhaustive search to find that animal that transmitted the virus to humans, after testing 80,000 animals, the infected animal still remains elusive. And remember, President Trump believes the virus escaped from that lab, and that sent every member of the mainstream media not to investigate the opposite, right, of what you think should happen, but they denounce it instead as a conspiracy theory. Congressman Mike Gallagher said this.
Didn't ask him a single question about the origin of the disease and whether U.S. taxpayer dollars went to gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology after this virus has destroyed our entire world. No one is interested in getting to the bottom of how it started.
Well, I am, and I vow to keep interested in this until we figure it all out. He's talking, of course, about this Sunday on Meet the Press. Chuck Todd had an opportunity to ask Dr. Fauci where the virus originated. And guess what? In his in-depth interview, he didn't ask that burning question, I suspect. Todd failing to ask the most important question was by design. It is a question Dr. Fauci doesn't want to have to answer. So we know that China can be ruthless, right? Look at what's happening with the Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities in that country. They are literally disappearing. More than 1 million of them have vanished into a sprawling network of camps and prisons in Western China. That, according to a new RAND investigation. RAND researchers used satellite images like the one you see on your screen there, using lights, as evidence to add to the widespread belief that China is engaging in genocide as the world turns a blind eye to it all. Much of this is happening in the Uyghur homeland of Xinjiang, the western part of China. Muslim Uyghurs call the area East Turkestan and long for it to be an independent state. The East Turkestan government in exile operates out of Washington, D.C., calling themselves the official representatives of East Turkestan and its people. Well, joining me now is a Uyghur refugee, Salih Hudayar. He also holds the prime minister position of East Turkestan government in exile. Prime Minister, it is great to have you on the program. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So I've been reading up about you. Hundreds of your relatives placed in these re-education camps, and I say that in quotation marks. I mean, they're internment camps. Is that right, sir? And what has that been like for you and them?
Since 2017, the Chinese government has detained over 100 of my relatives, 4 of which have been killed in the camps and prisons. The camps are actually concentration camps, and the U.S. Department of Defense estimates that there are 3 million or more Uyghurs that have been detained.
Sir, we're looking at these pictures of trains. I mean, it brings me back to memories of Nazi Germany and them loading Jews onto trains. The world was outraged by that. Why is there not the outrage of what is going on with what amounts to genocide in China?
Many countries across the world have close economic ties with China, and China essentially uses its economic power and influence to buy the silence of the international community.
Are you recognized by the international community as a leader of that area, East Turkestan, Xinjiang area, or do they ignore you, the world, as well?
The international community has failed to recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country. This is something that we are pushing for here in the United States. And we hope to see the international community led by the United States to recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country and to help us in ending Chinese occupation and colonization.
Sir, what faith do you have in the Biden administration to help put a stop to what's going on to your people, your family, the like in that country?
Essentially, initially we had some doubts. However, Secretary Blinken has reiterated Secretary Pompeo's stance on the East Turkestan issue. We're hoping that the United States government, recognizing the threat that China poses not just to East Turkestan, but to the international community as a whole, will do more to help East Turkestan and its people.
Sir, before I let you go, on a personal note, and I'm sorry for what your family and the people there are going through, what is it like for you and, of course, the people there in that country right now to face this threat? I mean, does everyone face the possibility of being rounded up, possibly even killed?
Unfortunately, the Chinese government has been, targeting us for our identity because we are Uyghur, because we are the owners of East Turkestan. And the root cause of this genocide is the fact that China wants to continue its colonization and occupation of East Turkestan, especially because East Turkestan is the cornerstone of its neo-imperialist Belt and Road Initiative.
Which that's what we've been covering as well. They're using that to really expand across the globe, buying their way across the globe with this Belt and Road Initiative. Prime Minister Saleh Hudayar, it is great to have you on the program. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your people of that area. Please keep us posted as you move forward.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. Despite Barack Obama breaking all